Your son has returned.
State of Play 2026, where we got new God of War, Prototype 3, and one of the biggest releases, CockKong. Yeah, 2026 State of Play was amazing, or maybe not. Hello everyone, this is Crossfane, and today we will discuss the last State of Play that Sony presented for us, the State of Play 2026. Usually the presentation begins with a big banger, like it was in 2024 with Concord, where we got such an amazing game where main focus was on characters' pronouns and not on the gameplay. And yeah, now we can see what going on with Concord. It's basically a dead game. That happens when you focus not on a gameplay but to provide some pronouns for LGBTQ community.
The expert's on it.
No hate guys, no hate, but this is not the main focus for gaming. So let's get to the 2026 State of Play beginning. They showed us a new part of Kena, Scars of Kosmora. So Kena is a game from cartoon creators, and the style of the game really looks amazing. It looks like a Pixar movie. It's really enjoyable to play, but the first part had some problems with the mechanics and it wasn't ideal, it wasn't for everyone. And now the second part is basically improved version of the first game. Looks great, the quality of the first game was great. This game should give us a bigger open world, really good graphics, as you can see in the trailer. That was a really good beginning of the presentation. You should definitely try this game. Ghost of Yotei Legends. This additional DLC to Ghost of Yotei game is free for all Ghost of Yotei owners. It's an online game, and it seems to me that it works like Elden Ring Night Rain, prepares the same challenges like killing unrealistic enemies like demons or something. I really didn't understand what are these enemies. For free DLC, it's pretty good to keep the game alive, giving some opportunities to play in some co-op in Ghost of Yotei. So it's free, so it's good no matter what. On March 10th, 2026. And now big surprise for all PC owners. Kojima prepared surprise for all of us. Death Stranding 2 coming to PC. And all I wanna say, it's a really good game. It's not so hardcore like the first part. It's just a game that made like mostly for all players. Of course, the story of the game is always like Kojima style. You won't understand anything, but it's really interesting, nice cutscenes. Of course, cutscenes that you will watch for 30 or 40 minutes. But if you didn't play Death Stranding 2 on PS5, you should definitely try it on PC with frame generation, upscaling methods. We'll have DLSS and FSR, and of course frame generation. Available March 19th. For Loop, I can't say any positive things about this game because it's some type of roguelike online PvE shooter from third person of view. When I was looking at the trailer, you basically want to see a well-prepared game with no bugs, that has great graphics and great gameplay decisions. And all you see for Loop, that the guys that were preparing the trailer for State of Play, like a big Sony presentation, and they're giving footages of the game that have low frame rate that is constantly dropping. And if these guys cannot even prepare the footage of a game for a presentation, you can imagine what is the quality of the game will be. I think it's another Battle Pass squeezer and nothing special. You can just see how they treat their project, so they don't really care if they can't prepare normal footages without FPS drops. They don't have even exact release dates, so game is just developing. I don't know. I'm not waiting for this. Not a great game for presentation. PRAGMATA, the next game of Capcom, a sci-fi action where you have two characters. One is playable and the second as little android girl that's sitting on your back and she helping you to hack robots. Now these robots in this game, they have some type of armor, and to break it should hack this armor. It's really a great mechanic. I haven't seen anything like that before, and you can play the demo right now and just decide if you like this game or not. Also, this game comes to all the platforms including Nintendo Switch too. It's really worth trying. It looks well prepared. You don't see frame drops like in the For Loop. You see that developers really tried their best to make this game, and they were developing this game for a long time. So I think PRAGMATA is a really good release, but it's nothing new. We saw this game before, just another preparation for like marketing company for this game. They just show it on State of Play, nothing new. We'll see it on 24th of April in 2026, pretty soon. Resident Evil Requiem. I think I have nothing to tell about this game. That's another game that was shown before. We have two playable characters, Leon that came back, and a girl, some type of daughter of some umbrella corporation leader, something like that. I really didn't understand who she is, but it doesn't matter. The thing that matters is the gameplay. Leon is a playable character that destroys everything. You can fight, you can kill with a chainsaw basically, and you can see such cool features when chainsaw is actually moving on the floor, and the animations, especially of this big enemy, is pretty cool. It's a great experience. And also they gave us like two type of experience of Resident Evil 2, 3 and 4 remake, and experience of Resident Evil 7 and Village. So the second playable character, this girl, prepares a gameplay like it was in Resident Evil 7, in Resident Evil Village. It's a first-person gameplay. You can't kill anyone like Leon, you don't have too many bullets. In some part of the game you'll get Leon's Magnum and it kills a lot of enemies. Also she can do stealth kills with some type of gadget that just blows up enemies. Of course you can drive a Porsche with Leon, a nice campaign, and wearing hublet watches, watching when you need to kill someone. Yeah, really good game. It's coming soon on February 27th, 2026. Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. Just a fighting game for ultra gunners. I think these type of games, like fighting games, are dying. It used to be popular because people wanted to experience what they played on arcade machines, but now the genre has outlived itself. Maybe it could still succeed in Japan because these arcade machines are still alive in Japan, and arcade gaming in Japan is very popular type of spending free time. It could still succeed in Japan, where arcade gaming is still alive and gunner content on its peak, so yeah, it's basically a game for Japanese players and just some Asian part. And yeah, and the other part of the trailer, they told that they started preparing the 7th part, Dead or Alive 7. If someone cares, you are getting good news. And now we're getting the games I told you in the beginning. Control Resonant. That's the game that really looks like prototype, and that was one of my favorite games on Xbox 360. We are getting the same style from the first Control game, this cinematic style like a movie, this dark colors. I really like this type of style. First Control game was more into shooting enemies, and second Control game is close combat, so that's why it looks like prototype. It has similar type of weapons, a big hammer, you're killing enemies, you're just destroying them. Also you have some type of Jedi powers. I really have big expectation for this game. Hope they correct the mistakes they made in the first part, because Control, the first part that they created, wasn't for everyone, and I hope they're making a good gameplay and level design choices, because this 4D moving is really amazing when you are moving just on the floor, when you are moving on the wall and the camera changes for you. It's really nice to see these new mechanics. This game maybe not for everyone, but this looks pretty good. The Lixane game is set to release in May or June on all platforms except Nintendo Switch. Crimson Moon is recently announced action-adventure RPG developed by Probably Monsters. And an interesting fact, A big studio created a little studio that created Concord. And again, big studio created a little studio to create another game. And that game is Crimson Moon. So don't have like good high expectations for this game. It looks great, the combat looks pretty fine. I really like the music that it has. We need to lower our expectation because this have some types of Concord connections and you know they have the same mind, so be ready. The game is also scheduled for late release in 2026. Beast of Reincarnation is a gothic industrial action RPG from Game Freak, and when you hear a name of studio, you should know that they destroyed Pokemon game series, another agent setting game with some post-apocalyptic settings. You know, all these hype releases that want to be like Wukong, but they won't be. Looking at the experience when they made Pokemon games and they were awful, like awful. Fans didn't like them at all, nobody liked them at all, and I think this game won't be good too. This studio cannot like make good games. Release day is set to August 4th, 2026. Platforms will be PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC. And this game will be day one on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, you won't even have to pay for this another Wukong game. And of course we get some bangers like Rayman 30th anniversary. Yeah, Ubisoft wants to destroy itself, so we are getting powerful releases. And also for Assassin's Creed fans, if you didn't know, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake is postponed to 2027. Ubisoft doing their best not to release any games. We can see the success of this company by the price of their shares. Now a little reminder about old remastered game, Legacy of Kain. I didn't play that game, but it was pretty popular back in the time. The story is completely finished in this remastered, so if you're a fan, congratulations, you could play it on new hardware with good resolution. Yakoh Shinobi Ops. 4-player cooperative tactical stealth game developed by NOiR. It doesn't look great at the first sight, cause the release date is something around 2027 on PS5 and PC. Right now the game feels pretty rough and raw and underdeveloped and still needs a lot more work, but maybe a 4-player cooperative gameplay will save this game, I don't know. Now another big release I told you about in the beginning of this video is CockKong. Yeah, you really heard it right, CockKong. This is another Wukong game. Some Korean guys looked at their novels and decided that they can make the same game with the same stylization but make a big powered rooster on testosterone and steroids that can kill a lot of enemies, like hordes of enemies. And it really reminds me Saber interactive games like Space Marine 2 and World War Z, where you could play versus big hordes. I don't know, the game looks pretty good, the graphics are amazing, but they look a lot like these Wukong hype releases. Basically all these games trying to catch that hype train and earn their part of money. Let's see what Krafton makes out of this game. Star Wars Galactic Racers. I have nothing to tell about this game, just another racing game, nothing new, and that's all made to just squeeze money off Star Wars fans. As you see and as you know, Star Wars universe is in a very bad shape, both in filming and gaming, so just another racing game, nothing special. Now let's talk about a very big release as I see it, a game that's gonna have 50-50% stealth and action. It's like combining two games, Hitman and Uncharted. 007 The First Light. The first time I saw the trailer of this game, I didn't like that too much because I was thinking it's just another game like Hitman series, a lot of stealth and some replayability, but then they showed us that fight in airport and I really understood. I like this game. Action scenes are amazing. Also, they showed us the driving, and driving improved a little bit in the recent trailer that they showed us during State of Play. You can see him driving Aston Martin Range Rover Defender, so we're gonna have some driving in this game for sure. It's a very anticipating game and everyone could try it. It's gonna release on every platform including Nintendo Switch too. So it's gonna be a very good experiment to see like two games together, because the creators of Hitman understood that Agent 007 James Bond can't be just a stealth guy. We're gonna need some action, we're gonna need some adventure, and we're gonna get it with this game on May 27th, 2026 on every platform. And now Konami just continuing giving us bangers. I just wanna say that this presentation is like Konami presentation, not Sony and PlayStation. So they're giving us Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Vol 2. And it's not just a stupid remake like it was before on Unreal Engine that is pretty laggy. It can't reach like big audience. We're gonna get Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of Patriots and older one Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. The release is set on 27th of August. The legendary saga on new hardware. I'm not a fan of Metal Gear. The only game I completed was Metal Gear Rising. Playing these games with new textures and stable frame rate and high resolution, and of course you can play it on any hardware because there will be no Unreal Engine that will take all your performance. But also, if you wanna play it now and you don't want to wait, you can download some type of emulator on your PC and you can play it now, because the last time you could play Metal Gear Solid 4, as I know, was on PS3. And another surprise by Konami, Darwin's Paradox. Immediately when I saw this game, I reminded myself about Ori. Of course, Darwin's Paradox is a different type of game, but as you see by the textures, the gameplay, this game is not cheap at all. Also, it given some Metal Gear vibes because it was made by Konami to give some tribute to Metal Gear Solid. Konami really worked good on visuals with this game. You can play Darwin's Paradox on April 2nd, 2026, and the demo is available now, so you should definitely try it. A little disappointment of mine, Castlevania, the Belmont's Curse. When I see Castlevania, I remember Castlevania Lords of the Shadows 2. I was playing this game on Xbox 360. It was just an amazing game, platforming elements, stealth, amazing combat, bosses, amazing main character. So yeah, on Xbox 360 it was a pretty nice game. Even now this game looks amazing, and if we get some type of DLSS in this game and a little remastered, this game will look amazing now. But with Castlevania the Belmont's Curse we are getting some type of 2D platformer, Metroidvania, and I don't know guys, like of course someone will play it, but it's not a big of a deal. Like, of course, fans of this series that know the lore, they will tell, oh, this is such a great game, it tells about something that and this, but I don't really care. I see a game and it's simple. Even Darwin's Paradox, I told you before, looks a lot better and a lot more interesting, but maybe it will be good for portable gaming on some type of Steam Deck, etc. Now a very big release, Silent Hill Townfall. First of all, I wanna say that first person Silent Hill looks amazing. The atmosphere with this fog looks amazing and very dark and interesting. Of course, in this game we'll get puzzles, exploration and combat, and with first person view it looks amazing. But we have one little thing I want to talk about. They showed us a very little part of gameplay, and when developers show us a very little type of gameplay, you should understand the game is not ready. When the game is ready, they show us a lot of gameplay, they show us a whole playable mission, and then you understand that a build is actually playable and the game is almost ready or on its final stages. So I can say it looks bad, it looks amazing, the main character is amazing, and I really like the first person view, but it's a pity they didn't show us more gameplay. Interesting fact, if you didn't know, the atmosphere that you have in every Silent Hill, the fog, was actually an optimization in first Silent Hill. It was like a little optimization trick, so you don't have a very big distance of view, and so the game could be playable on platforms on those days. The game is coming in 2026 on PS5 and PC. And another game from Konami, yeah, Konami presentation, not Sony. NOiR. So this is a JRPG, I can say a lot about it, but a fan of JRPGs will definitely look at it and try to play it. It seems decent at the first look. I don't know this old JRPG mechanics, so you'll play and decide if it's good or not. Release is gonna be in 2026, exclusively on PS5. And now the game everyone was so hyped about, the John Wick game, AAA, super massive, from Saber. I don't know if it's only me or you also see it. We have a very little part of gameplay, and it was looking a lot like Sifu. Maybe it's me alone. It's not like a bad thing, it's actually a very good thing that the combat looks like Sifu, cause main gameplay in Sifu is combat, and it is on a very high level. So yeah, we are waiting for John Wick game, but release date is 2027 or 2028 or 2029. Nobody knows, cause Saber Interactive's making so many games. We can't say the exact release date, they didn't show us. But John Wick universe is a very cool game to see. And of course, the main voice actor will be Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And now, a very hyped game, Marathon. So why this game is on such a big hype? So first of all, this game is from Bungie Studios that created Destiny, and it was a very good game back in the time. I was playing it on PS4 and my friends were playing it, and it was pretty good, pretty cool. What about Marathon? So its first problem was when Marathon began with stealing ads from someone, and Sony had a lawsuit about that. Marathon didn't have proximity voice chat when it was first shown, so can you imagine an extraction shooter without proximity voice chat? It's like a main feature of extraction shooters, but they corrected this in future. Also, they changed their art style to more realistic. Of course, the textures are more realistic, the lighting, and it's a lot darker. All I can say about Marathon, that this game is very hyped because of Arc Raiders. And if you didn't know, Arc Raiders put the genre of extraction shooters on top. Why so many people are playing Arc Raiders? So first of all, it's a game for everyone. Just imagine you've worked on an 8 or 10 or 12 hours shift, and you come home and you wanna play a game, and you join Arc Raiders with your friends. And first of all, you don't even have to shoot in this game. All you have to do is talk and loot and kill PvE enemies, and that's all. So that's why this game is so massive, because it's PvE and nobody has to shoot anybody. And in Marathon, you actually don't have such PvE structure as it is in Arc Raiders. And it's a very bad sign for an average gamer, because after work they don't wanna shoot anybody, just being sweaty and try and win their game. They just wanna chill, they just wanna talk, they just wanna loot, and that's all. So Marathon success is on a very big question because of this, because PvE is a very big point to make the game for wide masses. I like PvP and I like PvE, so I'll definitely try this game. I like this type of games. We'll have some type of open beta on the 26th of February till the 3rd of March, so you can try the game and decide for yourself will you play it or you won't. And also the official release date is set on March 5th. And now a very big banger of this presentation, at least Sony thought Saros will be a banger of this presentation, but I don't think so. So what we are getting? We are getting Unreal Engine 5, of course, because it's a lot easier to make games on Unreal Engine 5. You don't have to spend more money, and this is a very good sign for studios to make games cheaper. So we're having a game with good graphics. Of course, on Unreal Engine 5 we have good graphics. And I wanna say a little thing for you. This game is some type of roguelike game. It really looks a lot like Risk of Rain 2 that costs around $5 on sale in Steam. And I wanna say that Saros will have the price of $80. Yeah guys, $80 for another Unreal Engine 5 super realistic and simple game that nobody needs.
O kurwa!
I was really disappointed because Sony is a creator of such games as Days Gone, The Last of Us, Uncharted, Spider-Man, God of War, and we are getting some type of Saros Unreal Engine 5 slop. I don't know, if you like it, that's great, but for $80, I don't know. Release date on August 6th, 2026 on PS5 and PC. And the end of presentation ends with a banger. Spoiler, it's not a banger. So basically we're getting news about a remake of the first, second and third game of God of War series. I didn't play first, second and third God of War, but I played the new God of War where he had a son, and that's all I played. And I wasn't so hyped about this, and everyone is so hyped. I saw a lot of videos on TikTok where guys were screaming, standing, they were like, oh my god, oh my god. Guys, it's not remastered, it's remake. And remake takes a lot of time. And if you heard a voice actor, he said they started the first part of developing a game.
Confirm that the Greek Trilogy Remake is now in development. Yeah, this project is still in the early stages.
First part. So guys, I want to remind you, remake is a big deal. It's not like a remaster where you can make just upgraded textures. What Sony made with Last of Us 2. They make a remastered game that had no differences. Remake takes a lot of time, and I think we'll get this game on PS6 maybe in 2030 or in 2029, I don't know when, but it's gonna be late. And of course, I wanna play the remake. I like God of War series, but no hype here. Sony is getting lazy. They don't release so many great games like it was before. Uncharted, Horizon, and also I wanna talk about Horizon Gathering. What the hell is that? I just don't get it why you make an online game that looks like Fortnite in Horizon universe. If there's so many fans of Horizon universe, you think everyone will come to a game and just donate their money for some big girl running to you with a nose ring? Of course, no hate to everyone, but that's crazy.
We may have crossed it now.
And I think this Horizon Gathering game will be a slop like High Guard and will be dead like Concord, and nobody will play it eventually. God of War Remake, great news, I'll wait for this, but don't be so hyped, we'll see it in 2029 or in 2030 guys. It's gonna be very late because remake takes a lot of time. After remake news, again we see Santa Monica's logo. And I'm thinking in my head, maybe we're getting God of War Egypt. Maybe we're finally getting it. And we get a 2D platformer. Guys, I was laughing so hard, you can't even imagine how hard I was laughing. 2D platformer. And it's okay, 2D platformer is great. You can play it on some Steam Deck or other platforms like Nintendo. Maybe just use it for portable gaming that platformers suits the most. But we're getting a game. It's not free, it looks bad, and it costs $30. $30 for this 2D platformer. Now let's think about other thing. Let's clear the name of this game. It's not God of War Sons of Sparta. It's some type of Sparta kids. Sparta kids. You don't know that this game is about some God of War. And really, this game is not about God of War. It's just a game about a boy with some fighting aspects, and that's all. So nobody will even look at this game. Nobody will even notice if they didn't know this game is about God of War universe. So yeah, Sony is getting more and more lazy because they won Xbox. Xbox just cleared their exclusives. They are releasing it on PlayStation as Forza, Fable. All these games I think will be on PlayStation. So, and when you have no competitiveness, you're all getting lazy and you don't have to release as much as you needed before. Did I like this presentation? Yeah, it has some pretty good releases, but if we look from Sony perspective and from Sony Games perspective, did we see any good games from Sony? Saros? That's all. The only game we're getting from Sony. We got a lot of crazy news and good games from Konami, and most of the time this was a Konami presentation. They didn't show us Intergalactic, they didn't show us Wolverine, they didn't show us any exclusive games from Sony Studios that we were waiting the most. Okay, all I can say is State of Play was not good at all. It wasn't Sony presentation. It wasn't Sony presentation. It was just a paid promotion for other games, and that's all. So I hope you liked the video. Write in the comments that you liked or you didn't like. It was my first try releasing something about presentation and just basically gaming news, so I tried my best. Play games, be happy, and see you in the next video, guys. Bye.